60 million years ago, in the steaming, untamed swamps of what is now Colombia, there slithered a creature so immense, so powerful, that even the crocodiles of its time were little more than prey. A serpent unlike any the world has ever seen, Titanoboa cerrejonensis. At over 40 feet long and weighing more than a ton, it was the undisputed apex predator of its world, a legacy carved into the bones left behind. Its story remained buried for millions of years, hidden beneath layers of rock and time, waiting to be uncovered. It was here, in the vast coal mines of Cerrejón, that Titanoboa was first unearthed, a discovery that rewrote what we knew about the reign of reptiles after the dinosaurs. In 2009, a team of paleontologists, led by Jonathan Bloch and Carlos Jaramillo, uncovered vertebrae so large they first assumed they belonged to a crocodile. The Cerrejón Formation had already yielded incredible fossils, giant turtles, prehistoric plants, and the earliest known tropical rainforest, but nothing prepared them for what they found next: bone after bone, piece after piece. When the fragments were finally assembled, a different truth emerged. A snake, the size of a bus. Titanoboa belonged to the Boidae family, the same lineage as today's boas and anacondas. But this was no ordinary constrictor. Each vertebra was nearly twice the size of the largest anaconda bones ever found. Its rib cage alone would have been broader than a human is tall. At its thickest, this snake could have been wider than a man's torso. Its skull, rare but revealing, showed the traits of an ambush hunter. Unlike venomous snakes that strike and inject toxins, Titanoboa relied on something far simpler: raw muscle, sheer size, and patience. Its teeth, small but sharp, were not meant for tearing. They were designed for grip, to latch onto prey, hold it in place, and keep it from escaping before the inevitable crushing force of its coils. Titanoboa ruled the swamps of the Paleocene, a world still recovering from the asteroid impact that ended the dinosaurs. Without T-Rex, without giant raptors, the surviving reptiles grew larger, stronger. The ancient wetlands of Cerrejón were warm, humid, and full of life, perfect conditions for a cold-blooded giant. Its prey? Giant fish, ancient relatives of the arapaima and lungfish, some stretching over 6 feet long, their armored scales offering little protection from a predator that didn't rely on teeth to kill. And then there were the crocodilians, relatives of today's caimans and alligators, fierce in their own right, but nothing compared to what lurked beneath the surface. Because Titanoboa did not chase, it did not strike. It waited, silent, still, hidden beneath the water's surface, and when the moment was right, an explosion of power, a lunge, a coil, the slow, crushing force of a predator with no equal. Titanoboa did not simply squeeze the breath from its victims. It stopped the heart. It collapsed bones. It applied over 400 pounds per square inch of pressure, enough to crush a car. There was no escape. Titanoboa's hunting strategy was not unlike that of its modern relatives. Anacondas, the largest snakes alive today, use similar ambush tactics. But while an anaconda may take down a capybara or a caiman, Titanoboa's targets were much larger. Imagine a predator so large, so powerful, that it could seize a 6-foot fish in its jaws, drag it underwater, and crush it in seconds. Imagine a snake with the power to pull a struggling crocodilian beneath the surface, its coils tightening with every breath the victim took. But even the mightiest hunter has its rivals. Paleontologists believe that Titanoboa's greatest threat came not from another snake, but from its own prey. A prehistoric cousin of modern crocodiles, Cerrejón, shared these waters. Though much smaller, a group of them could have posed a danger to a juvenile Titanoboa. And as these crocodilians evolved and multiplied, they may have outcompeted Titanoboa, forcing it into extinction. And then there were the changing tides of the earth itself. Titanoboa's size was only possible because of the climate. Cold-blooded animals rely on their environment to regulate their body temperature. The warmer the climate, the larger they can grow. During the Paleocene, global temperatures were significantly higher than they are today. The swamps of Cerrejón were a humid, tropical paradise, vast, sprawling, and rich with life. But as time passed, the earth cooled. The lush, warm swamps began to shrink. Rainforests gave way to drier landscapes. And for a creature as massive as Titanoboa, the change was devastating. A colder climate meant slower metabolism, reduced energy, and difficulty sustaining its enormous size. Without the heat to sustain it, Titanoboa vanished. But did it disappear entirely? Even today, myths persist, whispers of massive snakes lurking beneath the water, seen but never proven. Legends of anacondas reaching sizes far beyond what science has documented. In the Amazon, stories of the Yakumama, the mother of the waters, have been passed down for generations. A serpent so massive, so ancient, that it is said to capsize boats and swallow men whole. Could a distant relative of Titanoboa still exist, hidden in the unexplored depths of the jungle? Scientists remain skeptical. The modern world simply doesn't provide the conditions necessary for a snake of that size. But deep in the Amazon, in the vast rivers and tangled forests, who's to say what still slithers in the shadows? Titanoboa is gone, but its story is still being written. Each fossil tells us more about a lost world, about how life adapted, dominated, and faded away. It was the last of the giant snakes, the king of an ancient world, and though it has vanished, its legend endures. Because in the dark, in the water, in the places we have yet to explore, perhaps some legends are more than just stories.